Travel routines.
Episode 180.
Easy.
Oh.
Coming in hot.
Episode 182, travel routines.
Just me and you.
Only you and I, really? You didn't invite any friends or guests on this one? Surprise guests?
Well, actually, I was waiting to save it until the middle of the episode, but since you mentioned it, come on out.
We're waiting.
Come on out.
All
right, hold on. I'll be right back. No. Let's see how long I would take this.
You going to get that music going?
I'm not that committed. Oh, you like the... I never know when you want the music.
I always want the music.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I think we should bring some new musical segments on the pod once I get my audio interface.
What do you mean?
I mean, like some music before we have segments.
Oh, before each segment. I gotcha. Okay.
Spice up a little bit.
I feel you. But it needs to be like 5 seconds. You know, it can't be like too long.
7 minutes.
It's like a
good compromise. Exactly. That's right. Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here recording episode 182, and today we're talking about travel routines. We're going to talk about what we do when we travel and some tips and tricks for you as well. I'm going to try not to cheat and look at Jared's laptop too much, but no promises because Jared always brings the heat. He always has the best information and stuff we need to know. So without further ado, my partner in crime, what's going on, Jared?
Hello, Chad. Sorry, you threw me off with your comment. I was trying to come up with something snarky, but my mind was moving at 6,000 seconds per minute, and I was like, oh no, he's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. It's good to be here on this chilly but warming evening, And just as we're all sitting here on our porches, scrolling through Instagram, spread a little love and follow us on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast, at Gmail, and Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1, and our email, which I don't say all the time, but it's there, and it's actually quite convenient. Untranslatablepodcast at gmail.com, except for how long that is. But most importantly, 5-star reviews, please.
Пожалуйста.
On iTunes and Stitcher. So, Chad, today we're talking about travel routines. Feels very apropos because I feel like my travel routine's really getting thrown into a tizzy right now.
Why would that be, Jared?
Well, I mean, for anyone that's heard an episode of this knows that I was planning on going to Paris soon. I still plan on it, by the way. I said that in past tense. I still plan on going.
Not giving up yet.
But it is looking bleaker and bleaker every day. But that's in May, so that's not my immediate concern.
Okay.
Although, I still was excited about this little trip I had coming up this weekend. I think I might have alluded to the fact that I'm going on the road again. That I'm going. Road again. And I am. Well, I thought I was. To Chicago this weekend. We were me and my girlfriend were gonna go to a concert. And when we were talking, where it's like, well, no, we can't go to a concert, right? That's that's ground zero. Yep. Kids, it's gonna be younger people.
Right.
They don't wash their hands. They say coronavirus LOL is what they Instagram on their Twitters and TikToks.
Yep, those TikToks, man, they're trouble.
I'm already bummed out about the concert because these songs are stuck in my head. But then there's almost like should we go to Chicago too?
Right. Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know. It's really hard to say with what's going on right now.
If we have an Airbnb, I might argue that it might even be nice to do a staycation somewhere else since we already have the Airbnb.
True. Yeah. Question is, it's all about calculated risk, Jared. I feel like in times like these,
Let's pull
really
up an Excel sheet real quick. Hold on.
Oh, perfect. Great. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that are you willing to risk, potentially getting it?
Yes.
I don't know. It's hard to say. But I don't know. I think an Airbnb should be fairly safe, but.
Have you heard about all the cancellations that have been going on? Like, stuff's getting canceled left and right. Coachella.
Really?
Yeah. Another thing Elon Musk was making fun of.
Okay.
He was saying they should cancel Coachella till it actually gets good or something like that.
He actually said that?
I could pull it up.
I thought that was a joke. I didn't think he actually said that.
And it was a joke, obviously, but it was about Coachella, and it
Okay.
was still like a kind of a not a low blow, but Coachella's response was great.
What'd they say?
Coachella responded. He said something about. Here. Oh man. Coachella should postpone itself until it stops sucking. Too much corporate sponsorship killed the vibe. Elon Musk tweeted this.
Okay.
And he also said, was good maybe 5 or 6 years ago when you could wander around and find great unknown bands. And then Coachella responded, lol. And then look at this picture.
That's a Tesla.
It's a Tesla Model X floating over the audience at Coachella.
Oh,
is
that's
what
funny. That's really funny.
And he actually said, he was like, all right, that's pretty good. He said, okay, fine, that was good.
Right. Hey, credit has to be given what credit's due, you know. That's for sure.
I do think it is an interesting thing. I've never have you been to any? I thought that was my phone for a second. Have you been to any? Have you been to any like festivals ever?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which ones have you been to?
First one was Ozfest.
Ozfest.
Like Ozzy Osbourne. Like
that
metal
sounds like
music.
a wild time.
It was a good time.
But it wasn't. How it was multiple days.
1 day.
Okay.
1 day DTE.
Okay.
Here in Michigan. But yeah, I've been to a couple other ones. I went to Rock am Ring in Mendig, but that was the year it stormed really bad.
Okay.
And so half of it also got canceled, so that was a bummer. But
the main thing I'm getting at is I feel like it's a good idea. This was a hashtag sick burn from Elon, but it doesn't seem like a bad idea for some of these shows to have you take a breather, you know, for especially like the huge ones, like what's that other one where they're in the desert? I don't know. They're all those desert ones.
Burning Man.
Yes,
Burning Man. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, that reminded me. I need to get that drop of you saying thank you. Now I need to remember where that is.
Oh, yep.
Anyway.
Plus, we need the Howard Dean.
Yeah. No, we don't need it. We can just do that ourselves.
It's kind of fun to watch it and do it. But
yeah.
Anyways, what? Well, Jared, I think maybe we should.
I think so too. Spread a little love. You're thrown off, and I'm thrown off too, and I see why.
It's kind of interesting.
What does that mean?
Just trying to read it that way. So my shout out today goes out to a teenager named Avi Schiffman. Have you heard of this teenager before, Jared?
I have not heard of Avi.
So Avi Schiffman is a high school junior who lives near Seattle and has created a very accurate and awesome website which tracks the coronavirus, and millions of people are now using it.
How does he guarantee its accuracy?
It pulls sources from numerous different health websites and agencies like the CDC and the World Health Organization. Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy, though, to think of a 17-year-old. Basically, the site collects data from various sources, such as local health departments, and cross-checks the data with the World Health Organization.
It's an app or a website?
Website.
Okay.
So Schiffman is a self-taught coder who participates in hackathons and hopes to create something really big one day.
Someday.
Yep, no kidding. No kidding. But this is super awesome, though, Jared. Like, see, if you take a quick look, I'll let you take a gander at my screen.
Yeah.
Shows you all of where the coronavirus is spread.
Black is the worst?
I'm not sure.
Of course it is, assholes.
I'm not sure. Maybe?
It seems like it.
I think the deaths.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, probably the deaths. Yeah.
All right, well.
Russia's pretty clean.
Russia's pretty clean. Yeah, but you know them. They wouldn't say shit.
No, they've reported cases.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they've reported cases. Yeah, there's cases in Moscow, South America.
I didn't know there were that many in South America.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't know there were that many in Africa either.
Yep. In what's that? The Caribbean,
Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I think. Yeah, but anyways, this website is absolutely fantastic.
Is that him?
Yes, I would assume so.
Did let me ask you this: Did every kid at some point go scroll back up? Did every kid at some point? No, keep going. Thank you. Did every kid at some point own this Gap hoodie?
Probably.
I owned 2 of these in my lifetime.
Oh, I'm sure I had a Gap hoodie at some point too.
It's just your standard
American hoodie right there, man.
gray hoodie with Gap written across it. I had a black one at one point. And I also had this awful yellow one too at one point.
Nice.
But yeah, everyone had that Gap. Oh man.
Yep.
Still going strong.
Good times, yeah. Good times.
Granted, he's probably not up to date with the latest fashion. No offense. I mean, you're going to be a millionaire.
He's a great
by the time you're
creating some great.
If you're not
stuff.
already a millionaire, you're going to be one by the time you're like 20. So
No
I'm not.
kidding.
I'm definitely not shitting on you. Don't worry about your fashion. Make that money or
That's
help
right.
people too. That's nice. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
Anyways, we thank you
Very
and
good,
spread
yeah.
lots of love to Avi Schiffman
Spread a
for
little
creating
love.
this super awesome website.
That's awesome.
Well, Jared, I think you know what time it is.
I do. We're not interrupted by your clock,
This time.
but your place has better lighting than mine, I think.
Maybe. Anyways, I'll start us off, Jared. I have a Persian untranslatable for you. And it is, let me turn it so you can
Oh, yeah,
peep
sorry.
it, Jared. Shak dar avordam is a Persian saying that literally means, I grew horns.
You're lying.
Nope.
I grew
It's
horns.
not a Pinocchio reference, Jared.
Okay. I grew horns. It's
I
like
grew horns.
it's like I got like you can't like yeah. Hey, maybe you could mess with me when I was younger, but not now.
Nope.
There. Okay.
Nope.
So
So, Jared, let me give you an example.
I got really smart.
You already are so smart, Jared.
Oh wow.
Anyways, next
Yes.
example would be, for example, if you, so we had some really great pizza for dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you ate it all really, really fast, and I'd be
I
like,
did.
what? I grew horns.
Oh, you're shocked.
Shocked or surprised.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I gotcha.
But here's the story behind it, Jared. Let me explain it to you. Yeah, so it means incredibly surprised or just like you can't believe it. And the expression comes from dozare is a coin that was used to make telephone calls in public telephone booths.
They had a coin
Back in the day.
specific for making calls.
Apparently.
That does not sound efficient.
Yep. So anyways, so they had those coins and they would try to use them to call and they weren't always working very well. So the coin was dropped in and it wouldn't take and it would come straight out. So people would be like wishing and trying to get these coins in to make their call. And so it's surprising when the coin goes in.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
why
okay.
they're surprised.
I gotcha. So it's just about as surprising as seeing someone grow horns right in front
Right.
of your very eyes.
Exactly.
I can imagine that.
Shocking.
My first one is, who was that supposed to be? Was that supposed to be someone?
I
Because
don't
he
know.
kind of sounded like Patrick Stewart a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. No, I was just goofing around.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
You're so talented.
I don't know about that.
My first, come on.
Anyways.
My first one is, okay. My first one is Fijian. Now, I don't know if that's actually the language.
Yeah,
name.
is that PC?
Oh, is
Is
that?
that what it's called? No.
Oh.
I'm just teasing.
I was like, oh, we'll cut this out. Mine is Spanish. No, I'm kidding.
Mine's Esperanto.
And it is, my Fijian one is Ivaka Ikana Uvi Kataka. And it's like he's eating a hot piece of yam.
Is it like to gawk at somebody?
No, but I like that.
Like stare at them? No.
No. Imagine,
To stuff one's face?
no, but imagine how it would feel to eat. Imagine when someone in front of you is eating a hot yam, for example.
Mhm.
How would that go?
Would be like one of our first episodes. Just getting the hot air out and
Mhm.
eating. Yeah,
Mhm.
when you have the hot pocket straight from the microwave.
So it's like he's eating a hot piece of yam.
So you're talking and talking and talking. No. Yeah? Is that it?
Very good.
Oh, really?
Someone is speaking
Okay.
so fast that what he or she is saying is not clear or intelligible.
Okay. It's doing so, okay.
Very good,
Interesting.
Chad.
Interesting. My last one for you today, Jared, is Italian. And it is pantofoleo.
Something about pants or portfolios.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
I love to guess this.
trying to see what this.
I'm right 6% of the time.
It means someone wearing slippers.
Oh, I wasn't right that time. 5% of the time.
Nope.
Someone wearing slippers.
Yep. So kind of to contextualize it, let me ask you a few questions. Let me guide you on the path to this untranslatable, Jared. So you come home from work, right? You're wearing your nice 3-piece suit because I know you're a baller.
Mm-hmm. My Rolex.
Your Rolex and your Gucci shoes. You know, you put them aside.
My driver parks the Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Sure.
And then
a normal day.
You put on your silk robe and then put on your slippers and then you sit down on the couch and you sit back and relax. So you're a pantofolio. So
it's just like decompressing when you get home?
Yes.
Wait, what's the literal again?
Someone wearing slippers.
Someone wearing slippers. Oh, is this like you're in rest mode? Like it's like work mode is over and now you're in rest mode? You're in rest
mode, and someone who's in rest mode we would call a...
couch potato?
Boom.
Ooh.
Hit that ham horn. Very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have another one, and it's Spanish, specifically from Costa Rica.
Español.
And it's y baila suave. If it's L-L-E-V-A-R-L-A, that's y baila.
I think so.
Y baila suave. To carry it soft.
So is this like to beat around the bush?
No.
To not be direct?
Mm-mm.
To carry it soft.
You know, carry it soft.
Just don't take it personally.
How are you when you're carrying it soft? Say that's a
gentle.
Say close. Maybe you're on a beach. You know, you're in your pantalones or whatever it is. You're in your slippers.
Okay. On the beach,
and once you're in your slippers, you just want to carry it soft. You know,
relax.
Yeah, take it easy.
Nice.
Carry it soft.
And I think that's really apropos to our topic today, Jared. Travel routines.
I am on an endless journey to make my travel routine
be carried softly.
Yeah, to be relaxing. The thing is,
for sure.
At this point, it seems like what it really just takes is money. Because if you got the money, you can have the situation where they literally drive you from the gate to the airplane door in like an SUV.
Yep.
But I don't fly enough for that, so I have to make my own little secrets and tricks to make my time a little more comfortable and coach.
So what tricks do you have for us today, Jared?
First off, no, we're going through travel routine, Chad. This isn't no tricks here. We're going to go through our travel routine.
So let me hear what you're.
But I obviously okay. So first off, is checking into the flight.
Mm-hmm.
Always check in before you get to the airport.
Yep.
My main goal when I get to the airport is to interact with as few people as possible. And so what I do is I get my boarding pass on my... Are you a phone boarding pass person?
If I fly domestic, yeah. Internationally, sometimes yes, sometimes no, because if the internet doesn't work...
Yeah, a lot of international doesn't let me at least.
Right.
But I always do domestically.
Yeah, I do too.
Now, I also have Skyscanner's top tips, and I'm going to swerve some of these in here because I thought these were great.
I
love Skyscanner. They don't pay us. Not yet, at least.
Not yet, but yeah, I also love Skyscanner as well.
So when I check in, always try to see if I can pick my seat. Which seat are you most likely going to go for if you can pick your seat?
Window. All day, baby.
No matter where you're going?
Yep, window.
See, no, that's not how I go.
Really? Okay.
Only middle seat. No. I go aisle seat domestic. Always aisle seat domestically if I can. That? Because I never want to have to ask someone to get out of the way to go to the bathroom for me. I never want to be in that situation ever, and it's not worth it for me to get the window in that situation. And sometimes I like the extra leg room that I can kind of afford myself in the aisle.
Until you get knocked by the cart and they dislocate.
I pay attention if I do it though, because I understand the risk. Because also you got to watch out for people walking. I'm not trying to watch someone trip in the aisle. I'm not going to be responsible for that. No, I'm not trying to go viral that way.
Nope, definitely not. Have the air marshal tackle.
Give us 5-star reviews. I'll go viral that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah. Then the air marshal's going to tackle me, and I'm like, oh wow, hey, how did you get this job?
I will tell you why I am a window seat guy.
Okay, I am window seat at international though, because I like I do like the window and the comfort of it on long flights.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you.
You're good. The comfort of it is why I like it. Yeah, I like being able to lean up against the.
And usually, if you're on at least not I've never been traveled internationally on a low cost airline, but on most airlines, even in coach. You can get by people pretty easily in coach without having to ask them to move or anything.
Yeah, depending on the airline and the
so
sure.
I don't feel as bad as that, and you don't feel as bad asking people to move because it's like, oh, I was supposed to pay for this 8+ hour flight,
right?
I
have to tell you though, Jared, I had a couple travel epiphanies while I was traveling back to the States that to me will become new travel routines that have changed a little bit.
Okay,
so. One of them is wore sweatpants for the first time when I was flying from Bali to Korea. Amazing.
That's tough, but I have an interesting pant that my sister gave me for Christmas that I think is a game changer for me.
Okay. So why is that?
It looks like a khaki.
Okay. But they're sweatpants.
They're not sweatpants, but they're kind of like the material, but they don't make that noise. They're not. Okay. They're not that far to that material where you're walking around like.
And they're making all that noise.
but they kind of look like. Right. I'm not like a high school basketball coach or something, right. But like they kind of look like khakis, but they are they're stretchy a little bit.
So what you're trying to tell me right here is you're trying to keep it business casual and comfortable.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't fully feel comfortable rocking the sweatpants on an airplane, but obviously I could understand how that would be the most comfortable option. There's no way it's not.
It felt weird, but I had this epiphany when I was at the airport because I was stuck in the Bali airport for about 4 or 5 hours just because I got there way too early. Which is one of my travel habits is to get there early, but sometimes it's way too early.
We haven't even gotten there yet. We're on checking in.
That's true. Anyways, anything goes in airports, man.
Yeah.
Like, why not wear sweatpants? Like,
sure.
You don't have to, like, take off the belt because there's no belt.
Yeah.
Things come easy in and out of those pockets. I mean, it's hard to beat.
The belt is annoying. Sometimes they say you don't have to take off the belt, but I have a reversible belt, and almost always sets it off. So I just take it off without even asking.
Sure.
Sometimes they say don't take it off, and I'm like, it's already off.
Better safe than sorry, yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not going to put it back on. That's going to waste more time.
Right. Okay, so you've checked in. Sorry.
Skyscanner recommends, and I agree, take a screenshot of the
I do too.
Of your boarding pass on your phone. And it's not even because I'm afraid that it won't. I'm just so paranoid about going up to the counter and fumbling through my phone.
For sure.
So sometimes what I'll even do
if your phone dies.
That won't happen. I'm never going to the airport with an empty phone. It's just not going to happen. One of the things that I sometimes if I think about it, I'll even set my phone to where it won't like the screen will stay on for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So like when I'm behind, like when I know I'm up next, I'll just pull it up and I'll just have it down.
And then just show 'em.
And then I'll just put it down like that because like I am very paranoid about that. But screenshotting is good. Do you print out a boarding pass in spite of doing that?
Well,
because they say you should.
It all depends.
I think that's overkill domestically.
Domestically I don't. I don't know. I mean, I've always gotten a boarding pass at the airport, but I give them like internationally.
Domestically,
internationally or domestic. Well, internationally. Sorry, internationally. I would just give them my passport and they pull up my flights.
International is different because international you have to. You usually have to go to a counter more likely.
Yeah.
You have to.
You're checking bags,
and they're less likely, and there's more security through. So they're less likely to give you the
scanner.
The scanner thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But domestically, I never bother with printing it off. I used to occasionally at work back in the day. Because at work, I used to just be able to do it quickly. But now I'm just like, what's the point? I just sits in the bottom of my backpack for weeks after I get back from my destination. So I don't bother with that. And most times, I get to the airport, like there's never a problem with it. I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. So I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Let's move on.
How early do you try to get to the airport though, Jared?
I try to get to the airport... We're talking domestically. I try to get to the airport 50 minutes to an hour before. That's my goal in my head.
Even if it's international?
No, that's 2 hours.
Okay.
That'll be a solid 2 hours. Okay. I don't like to mess around with that.
Yeah, me either.
But how long do you? What about you? What about you first?
2.5 to 3 for international usually.
I would never. No.
Yep.
No.
Yep, and then hour and a half.
Really?
Domestic, yeah.
You just like to sit there and wait?
Yeah. Read, chill. Better to be early than be running
I mean,
late.
of course.
That's just how I am.
My goal,
You know that.
my goal is just to cut it as close as possible, especially domestically. I don't like to cut it.
I feel like you could make an action movie out of some of your travel.
Sometimes it
escapades,
feels like that,
right?
I don't like to cut it as close as possible on international, but I think 2 hours is a healthy window. That's what they recommend. That's
Right.
what like airlines recommend is 2 hours.
Right.
So I feel like that's a healthy window. But with the domestic, I definitely like to cut it a little close.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that security's gotten very good these days. Security
It's
is
fast,
is rarely slow these days.
right? Or do the TSA pre-check.
Of course.
waltzing right
I
through
don't
there.
have that, but that's yes. But I've
worth
heard some people
considering.
saying, I've heard some of my friends that have it that say that now it's so popular that the lines
It's just as busy.
It's just another line at this point that's just
Right.
as full. So maybe it's a little
That's probably their
quicker.
plan all along.
Maybe it's a little quicker, but is it really worth the money at that
Right.
point?
Good question.
But I've never really had problems with security in as far as it being slow in the past 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely have delays in security where it's like, oh my gosh. And even when it's long, it's like, oh, this is actually. I remember one time I left from Philly and I think I was going somewhere domestically and I cut it close.
How close?
45 minutes when I got there.
Ooh.
And
I'd be sweating bullets. I would be straight up sweating bullets.
I was nervous and I got there and the line, dude.
super long.
So the line was full, all the stanchies were full.
Oh,
it were filled. It wrapped around
oh no.
around to the hallway.
Did you make it?
I did make it, but
How?
it was
That's crazy.
the flight ended up being delayed.
Oh, of course it was. Of course it was.
So it didn't. But I did make.
Didn't matter.
I made it in no time too. I made it in enough time where I would have made it. I made it moved surprisingly quick. Is all I'm getting at.
Oh,
and it's
nice.
a big airport, and so like I'd say 50 minutes to an hour. Now, what's your food routine before you get there or at the airport? Ideally, what's your food routine?
I try to eat some type of meal before going to the airport. So like a full plate of something.
I try to be stuffed when I get not
Yep.
stuffed, but I try to
But
be
full.
not hungry
Full,
at all
yeah.
when I get to
Yep,
the
I
airport.
agree.
I don't want
Water
to. I don't want to
bottle.
have to think about food at the airport.
Although back in the day when Max and Irma's was still open at the Detroit airport, you better believe
Well,
I would go there once in a while.
That's my caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, I haven't done this in a while just because my flights haven't lined up in a while. But there is a Japanese restaurant in the Detroit airport that I like a
Ooh.
lot. And back in the day when I lived, before I moved to Philly, and I lived here, I would occasionally get there like an hour and a half early and get lunch there.
Oh, nice.
But that was a rarity. And it was one, the flight had to time out. Like if it's 8 a.m, I'm not gonna go get some
right.
dumplings and edamame or whatever.
Maybe.
Actually, that
No,
sounds pretty
no,
great.
Actually,
any time
yeah.
of the day. I'm not even mad at it. All right,
Look, there are no rules really in airports, Jared. You can eat what one you want, whatever you want.
sweatpants,
Yep.
edamame for breakfast.
Yep.
Um,
Beer for dessert.
so do you check your bags domestically? You seem like a bag checker.
Depends on how long the trip
I
is.
do everything in my power not to check my bag, and
I know you do.
I don't think I couldn't tell you the last domestic flight that I had to check my bag.
I have to tell you, though, when I flew to Harbin from Beijing, I didn't check a bag, and it was great. It was so nice just taking a carry-on.
Yes.
It's so
Now,
much more efficient.
international, I still will probably try not to check my bag, but I could definitely see the benefit of checking your bag because,
Sure.
one, if you're going through a lot of security checkpoints, it could just be one more hassle.
Oh,
like, for
definitely.
example, when I came back from when I think I was visiting you, which was exactly a year ago, you saw that
Yeah,
on
I did see that
on
yeah.
Instagram. When I came back from visiting you, I went through London Heathrow, which is obviously a giant airport, and I went through like
Huge.
two different securities.
Yeah.
And it's like this is fine, but it would be so much easier if I had nothing in my hands.
Oh, for sure.
Now you're in the airport. We're going through security. What is our gear that's making the security the easiest for you? I'll tell you mine first, just so you can think about it.
Okay, go for it.
I've mentioned it before, and it's still sitting here.
Your backpack?
The backpack with these little pockets here on the front. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't lift it because your wheel's under it.
Oop.
But it has these little two pockets in the front, right in
You can
front, that can essentially
put
clip
your-
around your
right.
waist.
Mhm.
And they're big
Some
enough
back
to fit.
support.
It's big enough to fit my phone, my wallet,
Your
my
passport, right?
passport.
Yep.
Yes. And usually I'll like take off my watch and fold it up and put it in there.
Nice. Oh, that is a game changer.
And you got to go through my routine is to go through security with nothing in my pockets.
Yep.
So as soon as I flash my my phone, I just put it in my pocket. I take my headphones off, and that's the 3 minutes that I have to actually suck
interact
in
with people,
society.
Right, and then you put the headphones back on, and you're gone.
Just imagine I went through I tried to sneak through with headphones in, and
Wouldn't
the little security
me.
thing in my head just explodes or something.
Oh God,
this radioactive machine was not meant to have these electronics in here. So yeah, nothing in my pockets. That's got to be the key. Yeah. I don't understand these people that are at the thing just taking everything out and putting it on. And also,
like you knew that was coming.
Forget coronavirus. Those freaking bins are disgusting.
Oh, that's a good point.
Have they ever been? Is there any cleaning regimen on those bins?
That's a good question. Probably. Hopefully. I don't know.
Well, if there is, it's at least once a day. At best, it's once a day.
Gotta get that early morning flight.
And that means there's at best. You think they're doing it once a day? At best, it's once a day, and that means that it's full days of disgusting humans. Okay, so you like to get there early, but you're not. But you're not particularly interested in looking for food once you're in the airport.
Unless...
Do you bring snacks with you from home?
Not usually.
Sometimes I'll bring some Cheez-Its.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes I'll bring some cookies if I have them handy.
All right, nice.
I don't always eat it, but I like to have it, and I despise that you almost essentially always have to buy snacks at this point.
True.
But the snacks suck. Not always, but the snacks suck. And honestly, the snacks that they give you nowadays, like the nuts and crackers and it's just a tease. I'm just like, now I want more.
Right.
I feel like some sort of crack addict or something. I'm like, that's it? Come on.
Right. That's how they get you. Yeah, I don't know.
Tackle that cart.
I just try to have water on me.
Yes. Do you bring a water bottle, right?
Or buy one while I'm there.
Right,
yeah.
Right. I tend to bring a water bottle.
Because a lot of times, if there's water in it, they won't let you take it through. Unless it's a water bottle.
I've dumped that water into a garbage can before, and that's rough to do. You don't like people to look at you when you do that. But it's like, what am I supposed to do? Actually, people probably don't care. They're like, who gives a shit? It's the airport. Okay. So where are we? I'm trying to think where we are in this process.
So we're going through security.
Yes.
We're past security. Now what I like to do is I try to find my gate first, and then if there's a lot of time, kind of walk around the airport. You check the board as soon as you get through security. There's usually a board right there. Go to the board, and then I try to find my gate. And
that's the first time I'm looking for my gate too.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really matter.
Because it could change.
And a lot of airports are set up a lot, especially domestic ones, where you just go through one spot and from there you can get anywhere for the most part, or you're in the terminal based off of where you first get there.
Correct.
So it's pretty easy. I do the same thing. I don't even think about the gate, and then as soon as I get through security, usually, not usually, always, as soon as I get through security, then I'm like, all right, now I'm going to go to the first screen. And I look on my phone, and I see the flight number, and then I look it up.
That's one tip, though. I try to remember my flight number, so I don't always have to look down at my phone. Makes things a little quicker.
Doesn't bother me.
Right.
Because at that point, I'm already through security.
You're chilling.
Yeah, so I'm already a little bit more relaxed.
Right, you got your sweatpants on, your slippers.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah, so I'm just more comfortable.
Right,
and so so I don't mind having to pull it out. What kind of shoes do you wear? What kind of shoes are you wearing through the airport?
Usually like sneakers, like Nikes.
Dude, I've worn Converse through the airport before. That was a
bad idea.
That was a mistake.
Bad
dude.
idea. Nope, something you can slip in and out of.
Yes, Sambas.
Yes.
Vans.
Also, game changer. Yes, game changer. I brought a pair of flip flops, flip flops in my carry-on bag. Put the flip flops on when I got on the plane.
Dude, you are disgusting.
Game changer.
Flip flops and sweatpants.
Changer. Yep.
I mean, you are representing
flip-flops and socks, dude.
You are actually, I kind of respect that socks are on.
Yep, socks were on.
There's like slides, you mean? Not flip-flops. Okay.
Slides.
You are representing America, so this is fair. You should be doing some of this stuff. Thank God you had socks on. If you didn't, I would have been like, I think this podcast is over. No.
I had my socks off. I was putting my feet up on the
changing the screen.
Right. Exactly.
What good movies do we have?
Exactly.
They say wear matching socks. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so you like to be the window.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be the aisle.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And then when you get off, how do you like to get? How are you often getting to the airport? What's your most common way of getting to the airport?
Dropped off by somebody.
Well, that would be ideal. That's That's best for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Free. You don't have to deal with the car,
Right.
and you don't have to worry about timing really. As long as waiting for something.
Exactly. Dropped off or picked up. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I think when I was in Philly, I did love Ubers because they were very reliable.
They're nice. I took an Uber when I was in DC flying back.
It's crazy though because they surge charge you for the airport regardless of the time. One time I flew to
I didn't know that.
I went to the airport at one time. Maybe they don't do it anymore. I mean, I haven't been in Philly for a bit
in a while.
I haven't either. Not since I've been back. But when I was in Philly, I went to the airport at like 4 a.m. for a flight at like 6 or something. And when I got there, it was like $70.
What?
Because of surge pricing for the airport.
Oh no!
And I literally
that's so expensive.
And I literally just hit the button to file a complaint, and their response, like through the little chat thing, was, "Are you complaining because of the surge pricing?" And I just said yes, and they said, "All right, we'll take it off." And then it was like $19.
What? Okay.
No questions asked. They just said, "Is this why you're complaining?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right."
That's a lot of money.
But that makes it even slimier because it's like they have no problem taking it off, but they know a bunch of people are just gonna leave it and not say anything.
Right. See, that was the thing, though, dude. In Asia, it was really cheap to go by cab to the airport. No problem.
Yeah, that's true.
$5, $10.
That's great.
That was usually max.
What's your ideal entertainment piece on the airplane for you?
I got a mix for you.
Mm-hmm.
I like when I'm sleeping. I like my over-the-ear headphones and music.
Sure.
A couple specific playlists that I use, and it's weird, dude. If I listen to the playlists in other contexts, I start to get a little sleepy because I have like two.
Like
or
you
three
can't
playlists.
drive with it.
No, I don't dare. Yeah, I don't dare. It's like Pavlov's dog or whatever. You know?
Right.
But listen to music usually when I try to sleep. If it's an international flight, definitely watching 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Domestic flight, usually just music and sleep.
So I'm usually domestic. I'm usually a podcast and sit there. Sometimes
Untranslatable podcast. Have you heard of that?
That's all I listen to.
Okay, nice. Me too.
I give it 5-star reviews whenever I can. Sometimes I like to. I always like podcasts, so I have podcasts loaded up.
Sure.
That's nice too. But sometimes I get a little
downloaded.
Sure, I always pre-download though.
Sure.
Even here, like I always do that. But sometimes I get even antsy just like sitting there. And so like I like to try to load up as much Twitter as I can beforehand, but it never really works.
Sure.
Sometimes I like to try to load up articles on my phone. I sound like you right now. I try to load up articles on my phone, but you can't load them up because then as soon as you open Google Chrome, they reload.
Yep.
And it's like, so I do struggle with that. So but I do have very much like you. I have very specific podcasts that I know are like I like to find the ones that are like the 3+ hour ones. I like to save specifically for that time because it's like I don't want to be constantly fiddling through my phone looking for a new one.
Do you have any recommendations for people?
A good one for me is that's a good time for me to find like a science Joe Rogan. A science Joe Rogan is a good one. Another one is, but specifically like I like the science ones.
Okay.
Although the struggle with that is sometimes they bring up visuals and it's like I have no idea what you're talking about. I do have good car. The car ones are difficult too, because my favorite car one they talk about cars a lot and they pull up a lot of pictures.
Oh yeah.
So and it's like, oh, what car they talk? I don't know what the car that is, but I want to see it. Oh, Jesus and Miro is a good one.
You should do some music podcasts.
What would be a music podcast though?
I'm sure you could find all sorts of them.
Oh, Todd Glass Show is actually kind of a music podcast. Okay. So Todd Glass Show, he's a comedian, and he has like a whole bunch of he has like a band behind him, and he like makes jokes and he uses like the band as like part of the comedy, and he like has like drops and stuff like that, and it's sort of like a theater of the mind-ish kind of thing. Nice. That is actually a great one for because it's hilarious. I mean, he's a great comedian. He's like a normal stand-up, so it's just like it's hilarious too. So it kind of keeps me active.
That's awesome.
But yeah, definitely movies if I can. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. My favorite way to do it, and you're familiar with this because I told you about it when I watched A Star Is Born. That's my favorite way to do it.
What?
watch the movie of that the person next to me is watching, and then just listen to my podcast. That was perfect because, especially A Star Is Born, as predictable as that movie was,
Right.
I could have watched that movie with my eyes closed and knew what was happening. So it was nice to see it and be like, oh, yeah, okay, of course. It's
Right.
like I was like, oh, I bet she's getting real good. Looks like she's starting to get a manager.
Yep.
So I did like doing that, and I'm gonna try to do that again.
There you go.
But sometimes people next to you watch stupid stuff.
Do you feel a little weird peeping on your neighbor's movie?
It doesn't feel peepee to me. So
It doesn't feel what?
it's peepee. It doesn't. I feel like I don't look peepee. So here I am. This is me looking forward.
I'm watching A Star Is Born.
I was in the aisle seat, and say it was 3 or 4 in the middle. So he's right next to me, and I'm just like,
peeping it.
but you'd be sitting right here looking
next to you.
forward.
Yeah.
And I'd either be like this or just like this.
Yeah, you could. You're right.
It's
hard to
nothing.
tell. Yeah,
it's nothing. And who cares?
True.
I'm slightly. It's not like I'm like, hey, bro.
You know what's funny?
What did she say?
You know what's funny is the woman that sat next to me on the flight from Bali to Korea. I started watching The Joker. First time I've ever seen it.
Oh no!
And
that's a rough one for the airplane.
And she saw me watching
She's like, this guy's gonna kill us.
And then she turned on The Joker on hers as well.
You guys
It was weird because mine was
long lost crazy people.
Yes, but mine was in front of hers. So hers had a couple minute lag behind mine.
Okay.
So it was interesting. But yeah.
The Joker is a tough one to watch on the airplane.
You get what you deserve. It's a crazy movie.
Is that the first time you saw it on the
Yeah,
airplane?
first time
I
ever.
saw it in the movie theater.
I also prefer...
I was uncomfortable in the movie theater.
I'll bet. No kidding. I feel like, though, if you watch movies on the plane, I personally, even with noise-canceling headphones, I like to have the captions on the plane. Game changer.
My girlfriend's turned me into a subtitle person, so I always have subtitles on now. The only time I don't is comedy, because sometimes it ruins the jokes.
Sure. That's very true.
Like, you'll read them before they say it.
Right,
Like,
before the punchline.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, Jared. We were talking about this, I think, either last time or maybe the episode beforehand, about I watch my YouTube videos usually faster than the normal speed, depending on what it is, unless it's music.
On the airplane, too?
No. What I'm saying is that's also why I like captions.
Oh, right,
You watch
right,
stuff
right.
faster and read
Yeah, I don't
along
like
with it.
Oh, you watch movies faster, too?
No. Just stuff
okay.
on YouTube.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But yeah.
I don't know. I've never tried it, but I'm not in a rush.
Right. Another question for you, Jared. If you're on a plane, do you pay for the Wi-Fi?
Hell no.
Yeah, me either.
It's such a scam.
No way. I know.
They have started a
$10
lot of
for 8
airlines.
hours?
A lot
Ridiculous.
of airlines have started introducing free texting though. So
Really?
like the last
does that
flight I
work?
went on. Where did I go last? Probably home for Christmas, maybe.
So Louisiana?
That must have been it. Maybe I took Delta or United. I took one of those.
Like Delta.
I took one of those standard airlines. It was not a low cost airline.
Okay.
Wherever the last place I went was. I don't even remember the last flight I was on. But yeah, they didn't. They had Wi-Fi free for texting.
Okay.
But I'm not. That's the last thing I'm interested in doing.
True. You'd rather be reading.
I'm not looking to
articles.
chit chat.
Right.
Like I can go an hour or two without
I
talking
barely
to these
can
people.
get Jared to text me, people. How can we?
I'm free. This is the
That's
best
right.
part of being on the airplane is I don't have to talk to people for
Exactly.
once.
And that's why you wear the headphones, right?
Partially, but also it is just to drown out the humming of
There's
the
a lot
the
of noise
engines.
on an airplane.
Do you know where the worst place to be on an airplane for the noise is right next to the wings. The wings. I think the best is in the back, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
If you want to slum it.
Yeah.
So are you one of those people once the plane lands that? So are you even bothering?
I clap. No. Yay.
Do you bother with snacks at all? Any snack?
I mean, if
on a domestic,
if they offer me
you'll
snacks,
take it?
I'll take them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Me too.
Ginger ale.
I'll do a ginger ale. Sometimes I'll do a cranberry juice if it's morning.
Ooh, there you go. A little
So-
vodka in there if it's morning as well.
Any time of the day. When you land, are you one of those people that'll just sit there and wait until? Because you're also on the window, so you technically
I
could
get
do
up
this.
and push them, and I gotta go. No.
Yeah. Just
yeah,
to like
I
wait
just chill.
outside for your car to come pick you up.
Right.
But I mean, will you wait for everyone to get off before you get off, or you will get off with
I
the
get
flow?
off with the flow.
I never
Gotta go
understand
with
those
the
people
flow.
that just wait until the very end.
I don't
It's
get
like,
that
how are
either.
you so calm?
Right. They got nowhere to be, I guess. They're not in a hurry.
I don't like to
I thought about that when I flew,
mingle with these
right?
people.
I thought about that when I flew back here.
As like a self-quarantine method?
No, I'm just.
I thought you meant to
no.
avoid like running into people on the airplane. You thought about just waiting.
No, I thought about just waiting because I had reached my final destination and there was no rush.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, I was like, nope. I was watching all the people leaving. I was watching the flow ground. I'm like, nope, I'm going with them.
Yeah, that seems ridiculous, especially internationally, because then you're going to have to probably wait in the back of some line. Global entry is another good thing to add to your travel routine, but I don't have it. So
yeah, me either.
Are you good at can you get work done on an airplane?
Nope, but that's why I like to get to the airport early. At the airport, I can.
I never. But not on the airplane.
Right.
I never can understand those people like rocking out Excel sheets on an airplane. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's like, and how important is your job that you can't even stop for this 3-hour flight?
Exactly.
Or you're just a procrastinator. That's probably what it is.
Very well.
Have you ever been in business class?
Nope.
Have you ever been a comfort coach?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry, Jared. I'm not as fancy as you
fair.
are.
I mean, I haven't in a long. I have never paid for it. Let's be clear. And that's all I got.
Still waiting for the untranslatable jet to take us to where we need to go.
And an important part of my travel routine is buying a jet. And also, when I get to my destination, my headphones don't come off either. If someone I know, like a friend or relative, is picking me up, like as I'm getting into the car, the headphones get off.
There you go. Okay.
Or if I'm getting into an Uber, as I'm getting into my home, the headphones come off.
There you go.
Like there's nothing worse. Let me know how you feel about this. I'm gonna leave it unbiased.
Okay. Let's hear it.
You don't know what my opinion's gonna be. How do you feel about the arrival conversation in the Uber, Lyft, taxi? Where are you coming from? How long are you gonna be here for? Oh, business, pleasure. You know anyone here? Oh, you should definitely hit up the. It's like, dude, I don't want any of this.
It depends for me. Sometimes I like to talk to people and do get a little lay of the land, but I know what you mean. It's kind of the same thing over and over again.
When I got back from Tanzania, the guy asked me where I came back from, and I said like Cleveland or something.
Really?
I just was not interested. Because if I say Tanzania, it's going to be a conversation.
I have to say,
and it's like there's nothing you could say. And I might have even said it was for business.
Right. I have to say it really sucks that like the reactions people give me when I tell them that, I came back from China. Although technically I came back from Bali, not China, technically speaking. But,
yeah.
But like
but then as soon as you start explaining it, it sounds even worse.
Right.
No. I
Exactly. But it's like I get why people are scared, but it's like I took the necessary measures while I was in Bali and everything, and like
I saw someone at work today buying a mask on their computer.
Okay. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that was definitely a part of my travel routine when I was coming back, though. I did wear a mask the whole time.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Whole time.
There's
sanitizer.
So much.
Wash your hands, people. Wash them.
I'm not even going to get into what the proper mask protocol is, but there is so much mask talk and mask misinformation I hear spread around. True. And I don't know what the proper protocol is, but the reason I can confidently call it misinformation is because I've heard like 6 people say 17 different things.
Right. Yeah.
So someone's wrong.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Absolutely.
And it's like you hear so many, like people are like, oh no, you can only wear this. Or this. It's just like nobody knows anything. Right. Everyone's just making shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I think we've covered our travel routines.
I'd say so. I say so.
I think it's time we talk about our song of the pod, which is by a Japanese group called Scandal. The title of the song is called Tonight. What are your thoughts, Jared?
It's very gamey. I think maybe would be the way
game
yes.
soundtrack-esque?
Yeah.
Sure.
But I like it. I like it a lot.
Love the guitar work. The guitar work is fantastic.
Yes. And there was another song that we had recently that was from Japan. I love like that sort of like, I don't know what you call it, but it's almost like damn near, it's kind of like an offshoot of like punk or something.
Right. Yeah.
But like it's obviously like tech, like modernized and technologized. Right. But I like that vibe. I like it a lot.
Oh, the vibe is awesome.
I bet you it's great to work out to.
Oh, you're right, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious what the song's about because it's sung in Japanese. There's some bits and pieces in English, I think, but the majority is in Japanese.
Are they? Is this like a super huge group? Are they like huge here too?
I think they have a decent following, yeah.
Because I know this a lot. Like a lot of these groups, it's like I've never heard of them, and it's like, oh yeah, they have 100 million followers on Instagram.
That's the crazy thing, isn't it? That you can have no idea about something, and then somebody else is all about it.
They're a pretty big deal.
290. Yeah.
They're doing all right. They're doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. So check that out on our Song of the Pod playlist. The song is called Tonight by the group Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely won't be disappointed. All right, well, Jared, as our listeners know, and as you know, I have been learning Ruski, which is Russian.
Da.
And we'll see if I can pronounce this word. This is a tough one. It is puteshestovat. And puteshestovat means to travel.
I don't have a French word of the pod.
No words of the pod. All right, well, we'll leave it at...
And I think that's very fitting because I'm starting to feel like... I started getting rid of the Italian ones.
Right.
And now I'm starting to feel like these
now you're gonna have
these
to bring
French
some
ones
good
are
American
to feel
words.
Disingenuous too.
Some good Michigan words, Jared.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Well, let's recap today's episode then, buddy, and talk about our travel routines. I definitely like to get there on the earlier side of things, but that's just me. Jared prefers to be more like an action star.
I like to be on time. I'm never running. I've never.
You just
not
get there,
never.
yeah.
But I've never. Well, I've probably never ran to a gate. From me, like I've all the running I've done has probably been on like a connecting flight. I've never run to the gate when I just got to the airport.
That's good.
So like but I do like to cut it close for sure.
Yep. I would say bring some slides and some sweatpants, me personally.
Consolidate your gear so you're not taking shit out of your pocket.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, how do you feel about bringing computers?
Yeah? You mean like a desktop or a laptop?
Yeah. How do you feel about just traveling with this thing right here?
Carry it. I mean, I bring my laptop almost everywhere I go, but that's just me.
I try my hardest not to because I find myself never using it.
An iPad would be a good alternative.
I find myself never really needing it. It's nice to have, but I find myself never really needing it. And sometimes, especially if I have a lot of stuff in my backpack,
sure,
it's a hassle to take out of my backpack.
Oh,
sometimes.
it's a pain. I had that and an e-reader with me while I was.
You have to take those out too?
Occasionally, depends on.
Yeah, they go
who
back and
asks
forth
you.
on those.
Yeah.
I hate that
inconsistencies, but yeah,
So and now they're getting to the point where you can they're starting to let me put stuff in. They're not making me put the computer in its own separate bin sometimes too.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I thought we always had to put. And like, not really anymore. I was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Forget rules then. What are rules?
Who needs them?
Why bother?
Who needs them? But yeah. So I try to bring something comfortable. Another thing I forgot to mention though, in my carry-on bag I always have like an extra pair of usually like an extra t-shirt, stuff like that, just to be safe.
No matter what the time season is, for the most part, I would say. Now maybe no matter what the time season, I'm always going to be traveling with something long sleeve on, at least if it's like a long sleeve tee.
Sure.
I'm
a hoodie guy myself, or flannel.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I wanted to even include if I'm going to say I'm going to the Bahamas and I have and it's summer already and I have no reason to bring any of that stuff with me.
Right.
I would still probably travel in a long sleeve tee. Those airplanes get chilly.
They do.
You bring I'd probably still bring a hoodie with me.
Yeah, I'm a hoodie
It's dumb
guy.
not to travel without something warm.
True. Good point. Maybe that's just the Michiganders.
That's part of
in
my
us, Jared.
travel routine. Always have something warm on you. You never know.
For sure. Headphones are a must. Like when I got, those Beats are a little expensive, but I don't know. I think they're kind of worth it. They're fantastic. Keeps the noise out for the most part. I can sleep so much better on an airplane. If I could just get more comfortable, then it would be perfect.
Those are your go-to headphones for the airplane?
These were not. No, these stayed in the States.
I assume your go-tos are Bluetooth.
Yeah.
The cord is now officially a nuisance.
Yep. Obsolete. Don't need it.
I can't tell you how many times at airports, anywhere, home a lot, I've gotten the cord stuck on something.
All the time.
How many times, like on a cupboard, I used to
Yep.
always get them stuck on the cupboard on my
Corner
old
of a
place
table,
in Philly.
all sorts of places.
Yeah, yank it out of your phone. Your phone flies out of
Exactly.
your pocket.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's no reason for that, especially at an airport, because you're already trying to touch as little as possible. As soon as your phone touches the ground, forget coronavirus. You're done.
You're getting all the viruses.
You're done.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, you just I just usually leave my headphones dangling at my neck if I'm not listening.
Me too.
But yeah, headphones are a must. I say some comfy clothes for sure, something warm, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with comfy clothes too.
Yeah.
I just can't do the full.
And I think it's important to have some type of entertainment.
Mhm.
So I have an e-reader with me, so I read stuff.
I need to figure out a way to get because there's obviously a way for me to read articles.
Tablet would be fine. Get an app, read your articles there.
And there's probably a place you can like save them. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it. That's all it is.
Right. Yeah, I would oftentimes also bring my traveler guitar with me and noodle in the airport. That's
Could you do that
nice.
have you ever on the airplane?
Rocked out on the airplane? No, I haven't.
If no one's sitting in your aisle?
Oh, that'd be great.
I mean, if no one's sitting in your aisle, it's not like, but can they still hear the plucking?
Not if I do it just with my fingers. If I pick, probably.
Okay.
You can do it pretty
But you can just
quietly with your fingers. Some pizzicato.
Just don't strum.
Right.
Okay.
And here's Wonderwall. No, you don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
All right. I think that's I think that's a good. I like the travel routine. I like hearing other people's travel routine.
Oh, for
because
sure.
everyone has their own little quirks.
For sure.
You know, and
I'll give you
nuances.
one last quirk to end our episode today.
Please.
Jared. One thing that I love to do is bring a zip-up hoodie because that will act as a blanket.
Yes.
Because I don't trust those airline blankets, man.
Hell no.
I don't know how many times they've been washed. You just I mean, you can say the same about a hoodie, I guess, but I wash it before I go.
No,
I know it's good.
No,
to go.
that's not true at all because it's your hoodie,
right?
And you can put it in a washing machine at your own home, so that's not true at all.
But yeah, I agree with you though, Jared. I would love to hear from all of your travel quirks and your routines as well.
betcha.
Let us know at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. Check out our Instagram. You can definitely see some of the ways that we travel on there, Untranslatable Podcast. If you want to hear the song Tonight by the group Scandal, check out our YouTube channel, Untranslatable Podcast, and our Song of the Pod playlist. And lastly, please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher.
Spread a
Let us know
love.
how we can make this podcast better for you. So, as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shisha, and dos vidania.